The following contest is presented by Star Bookkeeping. Taking place at 130 pounds, this is a Glory Rules bout scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this fighter is 20 years old, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. He holds an official record of 1 win, opposite of 2 defeats. His official weight, 129.8 pounds. He hails from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. He's representing TKO Fitness. Please give it up for Mustafa Denizkurdu. Introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this fighter is 18 years old, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall. He holds an official record of 2 wins, opposite of 1 defeat. His official weight, 126.4 pounds. He hails from Newark, Delaware. He's representing Jack's Gym. Give a round of applause for Huthayfah TBP Karoush.
Here we go, first fight of the night.
Should be a good one on paper. You have 2 young fighters.
Both in extremely good shape here.
And here we go. And typically what I like to do is just to help for the viewing audience differentiate between the gloves, so to speak, because when you start to look at the trunks, you might get confused a little bit. So we kind of simplify with the red corner and the blue corner, obviously. And I like what Karoush is doing. He's already starting off with a couple of those T-kicks.
Looking good. Going to be a little dangerous if we've got Mustafa throwing those low kicks with his hands down. Got the guy with the longer reach, going to be able to take advantage of that and maybe land some strikes when Mustafa's looking for kicks.
Mustafa TKO Fitness, Alex Barbosa, right in Cherry Hill in South Jersey. Scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. First bout of the evening. Stack card tonight. Ooh,
nice,
good strike on the counter.
Off the catch.
Yes.
He's talking to him now, but he should stay a little bit more focused on getting those points back. We've got Taylor Surtees and Brima Kamara in the corner of Karoush here. 2 very experienced fighters are going to be able to give him some very good advice between rounds and mid-fight.
A little surprised. Karoush really hasn't kind of found his footing. A little more squared with the shoulders a little bit. And you see he's switching here and there when conversely Mustafa's kind of already established what he wants to do in this fight. Good front kick. Combination, you see it right there, strong strikes. Now a little more engagement midway through this opening round.
I think the talking got his confidence up. As long as he can hold his ground, it seems like he's landing the better of the punch exchanges. Hands are dropping just a little bit against the taller guy. That might get him caught. But so far, he's able to sit down, find some openings. Great body work.
This is called pushing the pace in round number 1. Low inside kick.
Certainly, and we do have a Southpaw Orthodox matchup here, it looks like. Now that they've settled down, we know what stances they're settling into. Good stance switch from our guy out of Jack's Kickboxing. Good
counter strike. You start to see now that height advantage, those 2 inches are starting to actually play into form in this one.
Yes, sir. The stance they decide to fight out of can completely change their height, too. You see he dropped his stance almost into a karate style. That'll make you about 3 or 4 inches shorter. So, like, depending on your posture, your level of fatigue, that can take that height advantage away or even give the shorter person a height advantage depending on the posture the fighters choose to take.
Take a look at Karoush's corner. 1 in the books. Always like to see the fighter after 1 round, their mouth is wide open, if they're breathing heavy, if they're really focusing on their corner, and they're really adhering to the instructions.
Yep, you look for that eye contact. Hopefully, sometimes you'll see them wandering around. Those eyes don't quite know where to focus. If you see they're locked in either on their opponent or their cornerman, you see right there he's looking and listening. You're going to see some adjustments probably get made. I would like to see Mustafa keep those low kicks up, but have his hands a little bit higher. Follow it up with a punch afterwards. He's landing the low kick every time, leaving himself a little bit open to get in some crazy exchanges.
Yeah, I was a little surprised, too. It took about, I would say, 35 to 40 seconds for him to realize, hey, I got 2 inches. Let me establish this. Let me establish these strikes from the outside. And you talked a little bit about the posturing, the yapping, the talking, and then, of course, finally figuring out this is a stance that I want to use. And right off the bat, he comes with that left kick. Good counter by Karoush.
Interestingly enough, the ref telling them not to be talking as much, which I think is a tactic. You can make some audible feints. You could say something that could open up a tactic for you. So we're the ref making a call that they are not allowed to talk to each other.
That was a good scoring kick, too, a couple moments ago.
Good. You see they settle down a little bit of a low below the belt.
See, even with those 2-inch height advantage from Mustafa, right? Even if he gets those strikes going, that's when he should turn around with these teep kicks and these front kicks.
Yep, he's telling him that's just the start to his combo and then falling forward, whereas he should be putting them in the middle or at the end of those combos.
Karoush tried to get with that left inside kick.
Just a slip there.
Wipe down the gloves. Action continues round 2. Good sportsmanship.
See them definitely settle into their styles a little bit more. Going to see some techniques they've worked on come out to play a little bit.
You're starting to see the game plan now from Mustafa. If I can start to get these inside leg kicks, especially from the right side, then all of a sudden what's going to happen?
My opponent
exactly, and my opponent starts to drop his guard, and that's when I can use my height. That's when I can counter with a couple strikes. Time.
They've traded a couple shots to the groin here, taking a bit of a break here.
Moment to regroup. Touch him up once again in round 2. Good kick to the midsection. Yeah, this is where he's finding a home, Mustafa, Jeff. And he's scoring.
Now you can tell his corner's yelling at him to set those kicks up, throwing them out at distance, especially with someone who has the range on you. You got to set those up even with just a feint to get yourself in, especially if he's opening the combo with kicks and the hands are low on those kicks. It's going to open up a lot for Karoush.
Good scoring strikes in round number 2. He made adjustments, did Mustafa. To Karoush's credit, landed a couple blows, nothing of serious damage, and I don't think enough to kind of sway the round. I gave that second round to Mustafa.
No, I'll give it to Mustafa. Landed more punches, powerful shots. He did, again, the optics, you never know what side the judges are on. He did have the kick that got caught, put him to the ground. You never know how the judges are scoring those. Hopefully when the ref stands them up and calls it as a slip, that's how they take it. But seeing a fighter hit the mat just never looks good.
I would think after the first round, great shot by the crew, Mustafa's corner told him, look, don't allow him to negate the height advantage. Again, go with those low kicks, set them up a little bit, get the hands in the guard to drop a little bit, then you can score some easy strikes.
Yep, that's what's tough is especially with these guys, they're throwing their kicks and it's falling down forward, which makes it tough. It kind of gets them into that range where they're both able to land punches. If you see him land a low kick, bring it back to his original stance, then they can follow up with punches. You're seeing a lot of these both right now. They're throwing one kick and that's kind of the end of it, where I would love to see some of these kicks be the middle of their combo, not the end of it or the start of it.
Karoush with the red gloves. I'm sorry, Karoush with the blue gloves. Mustafa with the blue. Karoush with the red. Have to straighten it out sometimes.
Yeah, you had me confused for a second.
I flipped my notes around.
Good overhand.
Third round, final round.
The corner of Mustafa calling for punches before he kicks. He's just throwing a lot of kicks from distance, and against a taller guy, he's going to see those coming. He wants a lot more activity, too. We're in that third round now. We're going to see which fighter is really going to pull out all the stops, who has a little bit more in the gas tank. Mustafa landing some good punches, keeping that lead hand a little bit low and rushing in.
Yeah, and Karoush actually, as soon as the bell
seeing
started.
the ref right in there to break it, too.
Oh, good right strike. Teep kick to follow on the right side.
Especially when you're fighting against a taller guy, that left hand has to be up. It's resting by his chest right now. I'd like to see that left hand up by his eyebrow. He needs to keep it there, not get it there when shots are coming. Might
well, I'll tell you what, those knees to the midsection are doing serious damage.
In that third round, he's put in a lot of work, too. He landed, like you said, big scoring body shots in the previous round that are going to add up and make those knees count for a little bit more.
All those front kicks, all those front kicks. And I think that's what the referee was talking about, the yapping right there. I think they want a little more respect between the two, which I understand.
See how we can recover, keep that body protected. You know that Karoush is going to be targeting that.
Yep.
Hopefully he feints to set it up. He can't just be obvious with what he's doing, though.
Good front kick again. They've found a home tonight.
Good. It's going to be tricky now. Does he defend his body and open up his head?
Inside leg kick. Strike up top. And another good combination.
Great job throwing a head kick, getting some respect back, showing he is still in it. He's not just getting out of there. Great job catching the teep. He knows he's going to be going for his body. Need him to get out of that corner, though. Not going to be a good look.
They're going to call it a clean knockdown.
Yep.
and that was by his own militia going down. So that if we're talking about potentially having a close fight, it's pretty much a done deal now. Yeah,
Two 8 counts
exactly.
in a round.
Yep.
That is going to make it at least a 10-8 there.
Absolutely, pretty much sealed the deal. That was an interesting fight because you had an opportunity there after round 1 where you say to yourself, you know, where are the adjustments going to come from?
Right. I was going to say they both put in a lot more body work in that second round. They came out punching. They both kind of felt each other out. It's interesting is Mustafa may have taken the first 2 rounds there, depending how the judges saw it. Then a 10-8. Clearly, it has to be a 10-8 for Karoush in that last one. So interesting what the scorecards are going to be here.
See, it's funny you said that because I was actually looking at that second round as potentially being that swing round.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Wait, second round you did not have for Mustafa.
I had the last. No, I had it for Mustafa. The more I
do you
think
remember
about
who's
it,
who?
No, I remember. I'm just thinking to myself. A lot of the, I guess, a lot of the front kicks, a lot of the body shots, to me that stood out throughout this fight.
Yeah. I guess, and when they got close, they were both ripping a lot of punches, but it seemed like when they were in those close, tight boxing exchanges, Mustafa was throwing a little bit more heat in there.
All right, let's see if ring announcer Adam Christ has the official decision. Good sportsmanship. All right, now we'll go back up top to Adam, and we'll make this fun official. Start us off here.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the completed 3 rounds, we have a unanimous decision. For your winner, fighting out of the red corner, Huthayfah TBP Karoush!
Very good fight. A very competitive first 2 rounds. That third round definitely sealed the deal.
Yeah, clean sweep.
Yep.
Clean sweep. Clean sweep on that one, so.